A group of religious hospitals, one of which is Catholic, is asking the Supreme Court for protection from a lawsuit that claims they are not part of a church. The case, Advocate Healthcare Network versus Stapleton, came before the Supreme Court yesterday. The question is whether faith-based hospitals are religious enough to offer employees tax-exempt church pension plans. In oral arguments, Lisa Blatt, who represents the religious hospitals, referred to U.S. law on pensions, saying, quote, "The text does not require a church to establish benefit plans for someone else's employees." Joining us now to make sense of all of this is Eric Baxter, senior counsel for Becket, who submitted a friend of the court and amicus brief on behalf of faith-based hospitals. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be here with you.
We are going to make it a little bit more understandable. The justices are asking basically whether religious hospitals must guarantee workers' pensions. Is that right?
So church plans are not regulated by the government, and that's because churches were the first organizations in America to offer pension benefits, and today they offer better and more secure benefits than the industry standard. So Congress has always allowed church organizations to be exempt from the pension laws.
All the requirements that they would have to go through, you're better off spending that money helping the poor.
Right. Everyone knows it's millions of dollars to comply with the regulations, and the government said we'd rather have you using those to serve underserved communities.
But the other side of the argument says that, hey, wait a minute, your retirement savings there isn't going to have all of the security that it might need.
And that's just not true, because church plans also make sure that their plans are well insured, well funded. In practice, they're the most secure and best benefit plans out there.
So why do the hospitals deserve a tax-exempt church plan? And let's look at the amicus brief. You write, the court should reject, as a matter of law, several allegations the plaintiffs used to try to show that Advocate, one of the hospitals, lacks sufficient religious convictions to qualify for the exemption.
Yeah, there's a misconception that if you're a church, all you do is worship, and that's all you should be doing. And if you actually practice what is preached on the weekends, if you go out during the week and practice that you're no longer a church. But that's ridiculous. Everyone, all religious people, what they do is one of the most important things about their religion. And so just because you go out to serve the poor doesn't disqualify you from being a church.
One of our producers found an article that says that 1 in 6 American hospitals is affiliated with the Catholic Church. That's a lot of hospitals.
These organizations do great work, and it's not just hospitals, it's nursing homes, it's schools. It can be a lot of different organizations that serve, underserved communities and help them with this money that would otherwise be spent on lawyers.
How do you think the justices are going to rule on this? I think it comes in May or later in the year.
I'm very optimistic. For 40 years, the IRS has recognized that church should be interpreted broadly, and the Supreme Court is going to uphold that, I think.
I always love that. The Supreme Court is going to uphold that, I think. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you again, Eric. Eric Baxter, senior counsel for Becket.